If you think a $6 pie can't possibly be that special, then picture this. Every single minute, more than 1,000 Costco pumpkin pies disappear from store shelves. And in the 3 days leading up to Thanksgiving, that number accelerates to nearly 20 pies sold every second. There is no other dessert in America that sells out at this insane speed. A simple, affordable dessert, yet it becomes the spark that ignites a nationwide shopping frenzy. In some cities, people line up before Costco even opens, just to be among the first to grab these pies. Some buy 10, 20, some even fill an entire cart, as if they were stocking up for a long winter in Alaska. And here's the most interesting part. Almost all of them say the same thing. Thanksgiving isn't Thanksgiving without the Costco pumpkin pie. But here's what really makes people curious. Costco has sold this pie for $5.99 for more than 35 years. You heard that right? 35 years with no price increase despite inflation and soaring ingredient costs. Why? Because pumpkin pie is no longer just food. It is a business strategy, a cultural symbol, and a powerful machine that pulls millions of Americans into Costco every single year. So what turned an everyday dessert into a holiday legend? What happens inside the factory that allows Costco to produce over 3 million pies every year, while keeping the flavor, the smooth texture, and the rich creaminess almost perfectly consistent? Are you on Team Pumpkin Pie, or have you never tried it before? Comment yes or no. Let's see how many of you have actually tasted one of these iconic pies. Now, let's begin our journey to the place that supplies 85 to 90% of all pumpkin puree in the United States, the true birthplace of this legendary dessert. Part 1. From Illinois fields to America's tables, the industrial pumpkin empire behind Costco. When people think about Costco's pumpkin pie, most imagine it as a product of modern food manufacturing. But in reality, the journey of this pie begins far away. On the quiet farms of the American Midwest, where a special type of pumpkin is grown almost exclusively for the holiday season. And at the heart of this system is Illinois, known as the pumpkin capital of the United States. Every year, Illinois supplies more than 85% of all pumpkins used for processing across the country. That equals hundreds of millions of pounds of pumpkins harvested in just a few short weeks. Although they're called pumpkins, these are not the bright orange Halloween kind. They are Dickinson pumpkins, smaller, light brown, and rarely used for decoration. But inside, they contain up to 3 times more natural solids than regular pumpkins. That means deeper sweetness, richer color, and most importantly, a smoother puree for Costco's pies. Across hundreds of acres, industrial cutting machines move through the fields every September. Their blades slice through the vines, revealing dense clusters of Dickinson pumpkins below. Moments later, hydraulic harvesters lift each pumpkin onto conveyor belts, removing dirt and leaves. Each machine can collect 3 to 5 tons of pumpkins per minute, a speed impossible to match by hand. But not every pumpkin makes the cut. Many are rejected in the field due to cracks, sun damage, or poor ripeness. Typically, 10 to 15% are discarded, ensuring only the best pumpkins move forward. Once harvested, the pumpkins are loaded into large bins and transported directly to processing plants, most operated by Libby's, the company that supplies 90% of all pumpkin puree in the U.S. This creates what many call a soft monopoly, where Libby's controls the seeds, the farms, the harvest standards, and the transportation system. From the outside, the process seems simple. Grow, harvest, ship. But in reality, the harvest window lasts only about 40 days. During that time, tens of thousands of tons must be processed before spoilage begins. Just a few days of heavy rain or early frost can severely downgrade the crop. From these fields, the heart of the Costco pie is born, pumpkin puree. But harvesting is only the beginning. To become the smooth, safe, high-quality puree Costco requires, the pumpkins must pass through an advanced industrial transformation. And that takes us inside the Libby's processing plant. Part 2. Inside Libby's mega processing plant. The science that turns pumpkins into perfect puree. Once the Dickinson pumpkins arrive from the Illinois farms, they enter the largest pumpkin processing facility in the country, Libby's. The process begins in the outdoor pre-wash zone, where pumpkins tumble inside massive rotating drums while high-pressure water jets blast away dirt and debris. They are then sent inside for a second wash using industrial brushes, followed by rapid air drying to control excess moisture. Next, the pumpkins go through high-speed cutting machines. Steel blades spinning at nearly 1,200 revolutions per minute slice each pumpkin in half to ensure even cooking. The halves enter large steam chambers, where they are cooked at 240 degrees Fahrenheit for just 90 seconds, long enough to soften the flesh without damaging the natural color or sweetness. Once cooked, powerful presses separate the flesh from the skin and seeds. The rough puree then moves through ultra-fine filtration systems, removing fibers and fragments until the texture becomes smooth and uniform, under 200 microns per particle. Each batch is then tested in a lab. Color is measured using the lab system. Natural sugar levels are checked using Brix readings. Texture, thickness, and aroma are closely inspected. The puree is gently reheated to 140 to 158 degrees Fahrenheit to deactivate enzymes, preventing discoloration and separation. Finally, it passes through high-pressure sterilization systems, eliminating harmful bacteria, including botulism, the most dangerous risk in canned foods. At this point, the pumpkin puree becomes a stable, uniform industrial ingredient, the foundation of every Costco pumpkin pie. Next, this puree will be blended with milk, eggs, spices, and sugar to form thousands of pounds of filling per batch. Part 3. The secret recipe. How Costco mixes 3,000 plus pounds of filling per batch. Once the puree reaches Costco's production facility, it enters the most critical stage, filling preparation. Inside the mixing area, towering stainless steel tanks handle over 3,000 pounds of filling per batch. Dozens of these batches are produced daily during peak season. The process begins with the dry mix. Cinnamon, ginger, nutmeg, allspice, and cloves are weighed with near-perfect precision. Even tiny variations could change the flavor profile. Sugar, salt, and cornstarch are added to stabilize texture. Once blended, the pumpkin puree is pumped into the tank, followed by sweetened condensed milk for richness and sweetness, evaporated milk for creaminess without thinning, a small amount of heavy cream for smoothness, and more than 60 pounds of eggs per batch, creating the custard structure. This carefully balanced combination ensures proper thickening during baking, no water separation, a smooth, sliceable texture. The mixture is gently stirred at low speed. Fast mixing would trap air bubbles, a common cause of cracked or uneven pie surfaces. Once fully blended, automated pumps dispense exactly 40 fluid ounces of filling into every pie crust. Temperature control is critical. If the filling is too warm or too cold, final texture becomes unstable. With the filling complete, the pie now has its heart. But it still needs something just as important, the crust. Part 4. The Crust Factory. Why Costco's pie crust stays flaky, even under 40 ounces of filling. While the filling defines flavor, the crust defines texture. With 40 ounces of heavy custard above it, the crust must be strong, yet still flaky and light. Costco begins with simple ingredients: butter flour, honey, and cold water. The butter is kept cold from the start. Cold butter creates thin fat layers inside the dough. When baked, these layers melt and form tiny air pockets, the secret to flaky crust. After mixing, the dough is allowed to rest. This step prevents shrinking and cracking during baking. The dough is then divided into equal portions, rounded for smooth surfaces, and pressed evenly into pie tins. Uniform thickness is critical. Uneven crust would bake inconsistently, crisp in some areas, soggy in others. Because of the controlled butter ratio and precise shaping, Costco crusts resist the soggy bottom problem common in home baking. Once the crusts are ready, the filling is pumped in, and the pies move toward their final transformation. Part 5. Baking at industrial scale. The 100-foot oven, flash freeze, and the final journey to 500-plus stores. With the crust formed and filling added, the pies enter the most intense phase, industrial baking. They move along stainless steel conveyors into a 100-foot-long oven, nearly the length of a basketball court. Inside, temperatures stay near 355 degrees Fahrenheit, with powerful fans circulating heat evenly. Each pie spends about 30 minutes inside the oven. During that time, eggs set into a firm custard. Filling thickens. The crust turns golden brown and flaky. Once baked, the pies don't cool at room temperature. They immediately enter flash freezing chambers, which rapidly lower the temperature to lock in texture and prevent cracking or moisture separation. Each pie is then placed into Costco's clear plastic containers and sealed against moisture. During peak season, hundreds of pallets ship daily to more than 500 Costco stores across the country. And once they hit the shelves, they barely have time to rest. Within hours, customers take them home, completing the journey from farm to factory to family table. Looking back at the entire process, from Illinois fields to Libby's processing plant to filling production, crust shaping, baking, freezing, and nationwide distribution, Costco's pumpkin pie is far more than a cheap dessert. It is the result of agriculture, food science, industrial engineering, and retail strategy working together. So what do you think really makes this pie so successful? The recipe, the price, the tradition, or the precision of the entire system? Leave your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoyed this inside look at one of America's most iconic holiday foods, remember to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more factory stories just like this one.